On the particular topic of performance and communication of performance to one's oversight, that is both the Congress as well as the White House, uh, it is absolutely crucial that NASA retain its technical credibility. Technical credibility is really the only thing that NASA has to the table. NASA may have viewpoints on policy matters. It may have viewpoints on international and foreign affairs matters. It may even have specific experiences that it can bring to bear. But we have other organizations, State Department, Defense Department, White House, oversight committees, whose views are frankly going to carry greater weight than NASA. Where NASA has an utterly unique role is the ability to be a source of objective technical truth on what things are feasible, what things are not feasible, different alternatives that are available to policymakers, how to weigh the pros and cons of different private sector proposals, how to weigh the pros and cons of different international proposals. That technical truth and technical integrity is really the primary thing that NASA needs to nurture and keep. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that NASA is always going to get its way. It doesn't necessarily mean that its views are going to hold. But it does mean that if it is going to be a constructive part and contribute to the nation's development, it has to be that repository of technical integrity. This means that NASA should be consulted beforehand, before policymakers make decisions. It means NASA should have that input. But it also means that NASA should be careful not to cross a line into setting up decisions based upon its assessment of political values or what is politically feasible. When I was here in NASA, one of the things I would often say to our analysts was, I want to see the analysis first, and I want to see the politics happen at the end of the process. If you start with politics at the beginning of a process, you will be lost in the veritable wilderness of mirrors. You will not know what you are trading off. You will not know what choices are being missed or what opportunities or dangers you may be missing. If you start with the most objective technical analysis that is humanly possible, when policymakers do make political trade-offs, they will have a clearer idea of what they are gaining and what they are losing. And politics will happen. It is inevitable when we are using public resources that politics will enter into it. It's the nature of human societies. But you want politics to happen at the right place in the decision process, not in a way that contaminates or interferes with the analytical choices that should be done as objectively as possible. In many, many experiences in explaining alternatives to the White House or to the Congress, it was very clear that we did not always say things that our counterparts wanted to hear. In many cases, we were delivering bad news. In many cases, we were telling them things that they found uncomfortable or things that were undesirable. But we found that if we explained it in a way that was logical and clear and where that they trusted that what we were saying was the best technical truth as we understood it, that was more than half the battle of credibility. They could not like the answers, but they trusted us as the emissaries of those answers. And that was huge. That credibility, that what we were saying could be relied upon, is a token of such power and such influence in Washington that it's hard to underestimate it. You can see what happens when it's gone. When technical credibility is lost, you're merely one more interest group, clamoring for resources. That situation is, I think, an untenable one for NASA really ever to be in. So another characteristic, I think, of political processes is that political leaders of any party, of any branch of government, hate surprises. They hate being surprised. They can be told bad news. They can be told disappointing news. And if they trust you, they appreciate having that news early because they can then figure out how to deal with it, how to respond to it, what they are going to do. Hiding information from them, distorting information from them, for however much short-term gain or avoidance of pain might seem possible, in the longer run, is a prescription for being considered irrelevant and not being part and being able to contribute to any decisions.